I had like a horrible first semester. Like the beginning of my semester, like when I got the midterms, my grades was horrible. Like, and I just knew I had to turn it around. Like everything they said was true. Like it's sometimes you do gotta learn things the hard way, and you realize that everyone, like people around you, are only trying to help you instead of where you used to be from. Like there's no one really around trying to help you, and the ones that are, you don't really take them seriously. So like I think I had like one of the biggest improvements from getting a 90 on my chemistry final, which wasn't enough, and it got me to a C+. 100 on the CIS class, the one I felt like comfortable, and just everything. Just
right.
Well, coming into the higher education, I would say, I was fortunate enough to be a part of the education opportunity program. So that was probably like the first support structure that I found when I was in college. These were people that just took general interest in me as an individual and believed that I had a chance to succeed in terms of getting an education.
I think it's really important to have a role model, a mentor, somebody to look up to. I try to be that for the younger generation, little cousins and stuff like that. But for me, I feel like if I didn't have nobody to look up to right now, I want to be here because I seen what he did and I just want to be like him.
I'd like to differ with that you haven't done anything, because personally you might not see it, but there's another thing that me and him have done, but it's Chi Alpha Epsilon. It's a Greek organization, not a fraternity, but it's an organization that it's an academic organization. So that if you have over a 3.0 GPA on a 4.0 scale, you get inducted into this a large ceremony, and there were about maybe 20 something of us. So me and him was in that, and during the ceremony, the public ceremony, there's a lot of EOP students that came in, a lot of men of color that came in, who were not in it, who are freshmen, so they can't be in it. So they see us.
Right.
And personally, we're not going to them telling them, yeah, do this, get a high GPA, but just them being there, present, at the time when me and him was getting inducted and getting, our what was it, our pins, it was, I guess in their eyes, they could see it as, I want to be like him, or I want to be better than him, or I want to be, I want to just get there, I want to be part of this organization as well, because it's a good thing. And campus-wise, they realize that, we walk around, we know that we're in our own group, we're in Chi Alpha Epsilon.
Did you bring up, there are these different backgrounds that people have. And then there's the literature that talks about having role models that are similar to oneself helps them to be successful. So as we begin then to differentiate the groups and recognize that there are similarities and differences in some of the struggles and challenges, it makes the question, is it important to have a role model of one's own background? How critical is that? Because how then can we find X number of Caribbean black male faculty and staff, X number of Latino faculty and staff, et cetera, et cetera? What are your thoughts on that?
If you look at college students and you were to measure their level of comfort on a continuum, you'll find that a student of color will initially gravitate toward that faculty of color. So there is some merit, to having a representative group of individuals in influential positions within the academy. That is important. However, if there is an absence of that representation, it doesn't mean that the work of diversity shouldn't be carried out.
So we have a diverse group of men of color, just even around this table. And a lot of the research and literature talks about how men of color in higher education face some of the same issues, and that then there are some issues that are different for different populations, if you will, subsets of the population. What are your thoughts?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York City. He's from New York City, Bronx. So he knows, though we may be in neighborhoods that are, probably lower class or more minority based, we see a lot of different cultures and different peoples all the time. So the diversity in culture, that's something we're exposed to for God knows when. But as far as coming up here, it was a bit of a shock to me, but I don't really care for it. As long as the person is smiling, good energy, just a real person, genuine and sincere, and is going to bring value to my life, I don't care where you're from or what.
So when you say minimum color, like everyone's full of color, even the Caucasian, like they have a color to them, but what they basically is saying, like the minority group, like come together, like be a, well, not be a minority, like come together, have support, like for you won't feel as like you have no one that can relate to you, because you never know until you ask.
How can we find solutions and support? There are many opportunities on every campus, whether it be educational opportunity programs, academic advisors, mentors, role models, friends. They are there, and we have to identify who they are, how to connect with them so that we can continue to be successful. There have been many folks that have been successful before us, and we're going to talk to some of those people. There are many people that are going to be successful after us, and we're going to pull those people along. But it's the job of all of us to come together and support one another as we talk about solutions and provide one another support.